Okay, so in this video, I'm going to compare destruction magic to melee. I'm going to clear out the Kataraya, which is the end of the Dark Brotherhood questline on the ship. It's right where I am. And we're going to kill all of the enemies in this room as quickly as possible. The sailors die in 1 hit, and the Penitus Oculatus agents die in like 8 hits or more. This is a boss, he dies in it takes more than 10 hits to kill him. And that's with well-placed dual cast fireballs. And we're going to utilize one of the strengths of destruction magic, which is the area of effect quality that it has. So we'll come into the boss room, if you call it that, and or the other boss, I guess. One guy's the captain, and one guy is the lieutenant. And all of the Penitus Oculatus agents, they all take a bunch of hits to kill, but they will die eventually. Okay, I'm clearing the archers, and now we can wait, so that means we're finished. So, how long did that take? We cleared out the whole area. Started at 110, and we ended at 237. So that is about a minute and 30 seconds, but to be fair, it was a minute and 27 seconds to do that. Now I'll reload, and I'll run through and do the same thing, but instead of using magic, I'm just going to use some weapons. And it's exactly as you can suspect. These enemies die in 1 hit. Because weapons are much more powerful. Even the boss level enemy, who heals himself and all other manner of other things, he also dies in 1 hit.
What was that?
As you can see, this is a lot less chaotic. I'd hesitate to say this, but I don't know. Maybe a little, would you say easier? Would better? Maybe faster? Well, let's find out. It's about the same, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. 220? Okay, so from the same time, 110 up to 220, it was almost 20 seconds faster, something like that. It's a good chunk of time faster. And all the enemies died in basically 1 hit. Now, I would argue that this place is pretty easy. However, destruction magic still does not kill enemies in 1 hit. It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. And in order to actually defeat the enemies and clear out a dungeon like this, you do need to you need multiple casts. You can't really power your destruction spells up without well, there's only a couple of things you can do. You can take the perks, you can take this Ozzy Doll mask, and this will allow you to go from 60 damage up to 75 damage. There's one other thing you can do, which is cheating, and which is not, by the way, this is not something that you should be able to do, but and is fixed by the unofficial patch. But there's a perk here in the illusion tree called Aspect of Terror that can increase your damage farther. Now, if you want to use this, by all means, go for it. Most people probably do. Taking that perk is pretty good, but it impacts fire spells by increasing their base damage. Now, the fireball goes from 75 damage up to 93, so yeah, that would have made this a little bit faster if I took that perk. And you know, illusion's a good tree. It's not just a good tree, all of these perks are amazing. You should definitely fill them in if you're playing an illusion character. Or, I don't know, it's good, period. I can't, even if you're not, like, it's really good. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not. The destruction perks, all of these increase your your enchantment spell damage. So for weapons, these are the optimized weapons I'm using. Probably can't see the numbers here, but they're doing something like 500 elemental damage. It's really more like 400 on average because of the chaos randomness, but it told us to about 400 average elemental damage, and the dagger does 300 physical and attacks very quickly, whereas the sword has better weapon reach, attacks more slowly, and does about 1,000. That's kind of a lot. If you attack with them together, the attack is very fast, it's very swift, and does over 1,200 damage. Physical and another 1,000 elemental, probably, so something around there. You're looking at like basically enough damage to kill pretty much any enemy that you would come across in just one attack. And it's pretty fast. Like, and if it, I don't know, if it's a legendary dragon or something like that with 4,000 health, yeah, you're not doing 4,000 damage, so you can just do the dual wield attack a couple of times. You do it 3 times, I'm pretty sure the legendary dragon dies. It takes like a second or two. I mean, there's just not much more to say than that. That's enough to kill a legendary dragon. How much does it take for Fireball to do that? 75 damage. I mean, I don't know. It's a little weak. Even with the illusion perk, right? Even with the cheating aspect of terror. It's not exactly cheating, but it is an exploit. It is a bug at the very least. I consider it an exploit. It makes some of your fire spells disproportionately strong. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth using it in the same way that using vampirism and necromage leaves a sour taste in my mouth. The thing that I'd like to say, one last thing, is that you can get this kind of damage on your weapons. Like, you can reach these numbers completely legitimately. These are what you can reach if you use the unofficial patch, which patches out all of those exploits. You'll still get these same numbers. So, I think it's a fair comparison. Yeah, it takes a bit of work. Yeah, you need to know what you're doing, I guess. It's not rocket science, it's just Skyrim. And I mean, it's the hardest difficulty in the game, right? Legendary. So, anyway, that's it.